Hello, good day everybody. My name is Akin Fish and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So I get a lot of questions and I just thought to update the new realities of starting a fish farm in 2024. All right. So if I was starting a fish farm in 2024, there are probably 8 things I probably would keep at the top of my mind as I start my farm. All right. Number one is site selection. I will be very strategic about deciding where I will site my farm. Number one, I will try to site my farm to a site with as close natural water as possible. That is a stream, a river, or even swampy land. Because water is fish. Aquaculture, right, is the culture of living organisms inside water. So the closer I can get to a natural source of water, the better for me. Now, I know you will think of bowls, but if you're thinking bowls, you're probably thinking of fuel to pump water out from a bowl. And if you know what fuel prices are saying right now in my country, you know that that is a challenge that I would like to avoid if I can. Now, truth be told, there are some areas that have what we call artisan well. Now, artisan well is a type of bowl that you dig, and the water just keeps coming from the ground by itself. All right. So if you are in such an area, I know that those kind of places, those kind of wells are found in like Ogun State, Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode, and me, I even have something like that in Ibadan. All right, I have a land that has like artisan well, so you just dig it and water just comes out by itself. So that's fine, all right. But if I don't have that kind of facility, if it is as much as it is up to me, I'll be looking at a natural source of water. Now, if I have to dig a borehole, I will make sure I dig an industrial borehole, all right. That means more meters into the well, into the ground, but it also means more water yield for us, all right. So site selection, making it as close to water as possible will be my primary source of thought. Now, to stretch that further, how will I get the water out? We've talked about borehole. I'll try to think of solar facilities, solar pumping machines, all right, so that I can cut my operation cost, all right. So solar pumping machines will also be very important to me. So I thought to show you an example of a solar pumping machine we have just installed. This is Akin over Chapel. Maybe I should also mention like my farm design, all right, it's very important. Now, if you can see where I am right now, you can see that we have like a 10,000 capacity fish farm here, 10,000 capacity, and we set it up with tarpaulin ponds. And why did we do tarpaulin ponds? We did tarpaulin ponds instead of concrete ponds because the cost of setting up a concrete pond right now of this capacity will probably cost us maybe like 30-something million. Meanwhile, we set up this 10,000 capacity fish farm of mobile ponds with less than 5 million naira. So I wanted to show you how we set up this farm from the beginning. So you can see after scouting the place, we did the wooden frames. So these wooden frames are done with treated hardwood so that it can last for at least 10 years. So after setting up the frames like this, we drill it because nails don't enter the wood, all right? Then we bring in the liners. So the liners are what you call tarpaulin, but they are guaranteed for 10 years, all right? So we put in the liners like this, and then it eventually holds the fish. However, if you don't want to use wooden frames, you can use iron frames, just like this. And you can see somebody just set this up behind his house. And so, with your tarpaulin fish ponds, you can have fish in your environment, in your compound, and you don't necessarily have to build the concrete pond. So as you can see with these ones, they just covered it with tarpaulin on top rather than the old roof that you saw in the other video. So let's join the video back and continue our class. Do you understand? And then the concrete ponds, trust me, they almost always leak. It's painful to say this. I know somebody will say, hey, it's because they did not do it well. No problem. Well done, all right? But they almost always leak. And the last solution is that you now put tarpaulin inside. So if you are going to put tarpaulin inside at the end of the day, why didn't you just do tarpaulin ponds from the onset? So pond design and pond selection is very important. Now you will notice that we moved these tanks. Just look towards here. We moved these tanks away from here because tanks are not the most efficient ways of raising fish. All right. So what we found out is that in tanks, the fish almost always hangs. All right. And so, but with tarpaulin ponds, because of the wide surface area, they are able to get enough atmospheric oxygen and they are able to do well. All right. So I've mentioned site selection as my primary thought. I've mentioned the pond design. All right. Either I'll use tanks or tarpaulin ponds. Of course, if it's a swampy land, I would definitely stick with an netting ponds. There is nothing a human being will do that is as good as what God has done. All right. So there's nothing human being will do that is as good as what God has done. All right. So I would stick to an netting pond if I have water available. Now, I've mentioned the farm design. All right. I'll be very deliberate. I'll try to build a house for somebody to live on site. All right. I think that because of security issues and security challenges, it always pays to have staff that live on farm. It will be primary for me, for my staff. I will let them know that I need one of them to live on farm. All right. So it will not be an exclusive job that's a security live on farm. No. It will be the farm personnel's job to live on farm and also be like the security. All right. I should also say that if I'm raising less than 5,000 fishes in a site, I'll use only one staff. If it's more than 5,000 fishes, I can then make it 2 staff and then advance as the number of fishes. But if it's less than 5,000 fishes, only 1 staff. All right. Now, I would also consider fish smoking abilities because processing brings more money. All right. So I would make sure that I have a fish smoking kiln on site because even when fish die, what we call mortality, I can smoke the fishes, grind it, and still feed it to the fish back. And the fish grow bigger when they eat more fish. All right, great. Now for staffing, I will train my staff. Trust me. As I mentioned, if I'm doing 5,000 fishes and below, I'll be using only 1 staff. All right. But if I'm doing more than 5,000 fishes, I'll do more staff. But I'll make sure that the staff is trained.
So I thought to take some time to explain what training should really look like. Now, the truth is many people make money from fish and they use different farming systems. Now, look at this student who learns, number 1, how to raise fish with tanks, all right? And then he also learns how to raise fish with earthen ponds, all right? And then you also learn how to raise fish in a concrete pond because all these systems need different requirements, all right? You should also learn how to raise fish with tarpaulin fish ponds, all right, because it's best you even raise fish with tarpaulin fish ponds first before you move them to an earthen pond so that they don't kill themselves so much. So look at the same guy learning how to process fish, all right? Now these systems all require different inputs from you at different times, and so training is very important. And lastly, you should also learn recirculatory systems. Even though I don't believe recirculatory systems are very good for grow out fish, I think they are only best for an archery. So the truth is, the amount of power that is needed for you to constantly pump water through a recirculatory system means that it will not be economical for an archery, for a grow out fish, but it will be good for an archery. Look at this.
This is
so
the
this is
pump
our
tank.
archery. That's our
Water
pump tank.
gets pumped
And from there, we are
this.
constantly pumping water
Flows down.
into the buckets for the
fishes
fries. So this is where we will
around the
keep the
tank.
fries. The water constantly
It drains
comes in
through
and
this
also constantly goes out
into
through this
this,
pipe into
then
the
goes to the
sedimentation tank here,
passes
and then it
under,
comes back up before it
comes out
goes
here,
back
and
to
then
the pump
drains
tank. And we
back
do
into
this
the pump tank.
consistently.
I'll probably get like a consultant to even be coming around to the farm the first 3 months, just so that we get the hang of it and understand very well before we, take over things by ourselves. If I'm doing less than 5,000 fishes, I won't do my own feed. All right, I'll buy imported feeds. But if I'm doing more than 5,000 fishes, I will do my own feed. My name is Akin Fish. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this video helped you in any way, please like and even drop a comment just to encourage me so that I can do more content for you. All right, great. Have a nice day.